will be picking up where we left off. I believe we went to a new city whose name I do not recall as a party. Narby, yes, where Jane found her old parents, the restaurant that they have, and they're trying to feed her more food and are very much like an old Jewish couple. It's hilarious. Most of the party stuck together. Ran old Buck, myself, of course, split off to do other things because he's a degenerate gambler, and he seems to be missing a little coin, and maybe from some ne'er-do-wells may have stolen it, and I think he wants it back. That seems to be
I think we left with you with Rand going back to where he found them.
Yeah, that was
by himself.
Yeah, well, no one was chiming in when I was leaving the inn. Everyone was just not doing anything. So what can you do?
Did you ask for help?
No, but there was discussions that were happening around me. Okay.
Minecraft villager noises.
Rand's still busy not talking to Jane, guys, to her shenanigans, as I recall. But
that's fair.
In any event,
because that's Jane's fault.
Oh, sort it out in character, children.
Jeepers creepers. Okie dokie. Anyway.
Sort it out in character.
I don't remember the fullness of our recap. That's a pretty terrible recap, but we'll just jump on in. Let's go, boys and girls. I'll let Siddharthas carry us away.
Last session was a very RP heavy session, so there's not like a huge amount of detail to recap. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, we left off in the morning, some of you getting breakfast, some of you were just heading off. Rand was going to go try to take down the whole mafia. I believe Jane went to her parents for breakfast. And Braun and Jet were, I believe, still eating when we ended.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Okay. So let's start. The day is slightly cool. We're kind of entering into the fall season, as is appropriate. Slight overcast, a little bit breezy as you make your way out onto the streets in this large city. And we'll zoom in on Jane's home with her and her parents. What are you doing, Jane?
I recall that I had something that I wanted to talk to my grandfather about in the morning. He wanted to look more at those books that I had. Specifically the blank books.
Right. So you catch up with your grandfather and head to the library to do a little bit of research on these books and the rest of the ones that you've put into your library bag of holding. Bad DM didn't have this pulled up already. Hold on. There we are. So as you're going through, can you just I'm going to have you make a few checks for me here as you're trying to figure out these blank books and the rest of them.
Sure.
Go ahead and first make an investigation check as you're looking through them.
That's unfortunate.
Wait. All of these will be with advantage because your grandfather is helping.
Dope. Okay, let me do a different one. Hopefully this is better. I get to re-roll nat ones, so don't worry about it.
God.
Good Lord.
11.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check because obviously there is some sort of magical shenanigans happening.
Is this also with advantage because my grandfather's there?
I would say that yes, you take a lot of things that you do from him and you've learned from him, so he would also be able to help you with these kinds of things.
Okay, Arcana was much better at 22.
Wow. And then last one, make a history check.
Gonna re-roll that nat one. History check's going to be a 24.
There we go. Muted. Very muted.
Sorry, I was coughing. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I saw lips moving
I was
afterwards.
talking and I started coughing, and then I forgot to unmute. You spend a few days looking into these books, especially the blank ones. You would know through your learning and schooling as a wizard that it takes special ink and special parchment to inscribe spells into either a spell book or onto a scroll. It can't just be basic kind of materials. And so what you find with these books is that all of the parchment has been somehow imbued with magic, to the extent that if you were to write in this with normal ink, it would have the same effect as putting it into a spell book.
So it's like,
Interesting. So that's what I'm getting from the blank ones.
Right. I'll send you the whole list as you spend a few days doing this of the ones that are spells, that have spells in them that you can copy. And there is one in there that's very peculiar that is going to take me a bit more time to describe, and we will come back to that. But I'll shoot you a message real quick with the rest of those.
Sounds good.
so like blank pre-made spell books. Ready for spells.
Basically,
Almost
for
like
spells.
portable scrolls or something.
Like portable scrolls, exactly.
Just
can't
like
I
a
find
portable
you?
scroll.
Spell books by Moleskine.
so I've sent you the whole list there of 1 through 19
Oh,
of the
jeez.
books. And then some of them are kind of like storybooks, like the one that you've previously read. I'll send you the synopsis on those when I have time to write them. And then number 20 is cut off because that one is extremely peculiar, and we'll get into that later.
Dope.
So you spent a few days doing that. We're going to save Ran for last because that's going to be exciting. Braun, what are you doing for the next couple days while you're in town?
Well, starting out, because this is Braun's first time in a truly large city such as Narby, he's going to spend his first day at least exploring around, seeing what's there, what's what, who's who in the city, because, well, he's never seen this diverse group of people, this many people in this, one place, having grown up in the forest like he did. So Braun's probably going to start there, and eventually it's going to go into like, okay, maybe a shop if something catches his eye, a little bit of training if he can get it in, like, local, train with the guards or whomever's there, somewhere where he can.
Okay. Yeah.
Moving.
So let's do first just a perception check as you explore the city to kind of view your surroundings and get a good grasp on where everything kind of is.
9.
You have a rough idea of where things are. That's not a high DC. Like, you're walking through the city and you may not remember where things are. It might take you a little bit longer to find a shop. You can say, oh, I think there was a shop for this over there. And you kind of have a general layout of the city itself.
Makes sense. First time in the city.
Yeah, you said a little bit of shopping. What are you looking for?
Nothing in particular. He's fond of his axe, but he's always looking to see if there's something fancy out there. Or, get it sharpened, get it looked at. Repair his boots if there's
It's like
nice
a blacksmith and kind of stuff. Okay.
functional stuff.
Let's see here. Let me just roll something real quick. Okay. You have just a regular great axe at the moment, right?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay. You do find, ooh, lucky you. You find a few blacksmiths. It's a big city, and one of them as you enter and kind of question about, getting your axe sharpened and worked on and any other kind of things you might need, you do spot a large great axe kind of above the mantle of the fireplace that appears to be extremely well made.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna indicate towards it and start asking him about it. It's a very fine axe you have there, sir. You make that yourself?
Well, usually you have to buy me dinner first, but you meant the axe above the fireplace. Yeah, that one there. That one took me quite a bit to make there. It's real nice.
Do you mind if I have a look at it?
By all means.
Mm.
You kind of pull it down off the mounting. It's the meta information is it's a great axe +1, so you get +1 to attack, +1 to damage with it,
Okay.
and it counts as magical damage for the purposes of overcoming some resistances.
Okay.
But you kind of you pick it up, and it's not quite iron or steel. It appears to be made out of some darker metal with kind of inlaid engraved designs that are either some sort of enamel or painted in black. The balance on it feels really good, and it seems a little bit lighter than the one you currently have.
All right. After swinging it around a bit, I'm gonna look back at the guy and how much do you want for this axe?
Oh, that one there, probably. Oh man, that one took a few work weeks to make. Probably about 200 gold, if you can afford it.
100. Is very nice. Would you consider 150?
Make a persuasion check.
10.
I'll tell you what. I'll split the difference with you. Ain't nobody come in looking for buying stuff like that recently. I'll do 175 for you.
Sounds good to me. I will take.
Alrighty. And so you trade him your 175 gold. You can add a great axe +1 to your inventory, and then equip it.
Okay.
And then so you do that, do a little bit of shopping, and the last thing was I forget. Oh, see if you can do some training.
Yeah.
Let's just do, because it's more of like combat training. So just go ahead and make an athletics check.
9. That one.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I mean, even with a nat 1, your athletics is
Damn.
still 9.
It was sitting on the 19
get
and then it fell over onto the one, and I was like,
Get a little bit beat up in your training there.
Pulls a muscle.
Go ahead, just from being sore, take 3 points of like various bludgeoning damage and whatnot from just getting beat up and bruised.
Fair enough.
Big city trainers are rough, man.
Cool. So you do that. Jet, what are you doing in your few days here? Oh, there was one more thing, but I'm going to come back to that with Braun as well.
Fair.
As you exit the workshop, to back up a bit, you do notice some guard activity outside of one of these kind of workshops. They appear to be investigating something.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over there and see what's going on.
You kind of look inside and they kind of stop you for a moment. Can I help you?
Just curious, what's going on here? I have not seen too many guards around here, so
Well, typically we tend to turn up a bit more when people are killed. So, you know anything about this? You don't look like you're from here.
No, first time, never been here. Nice city you have, though. Very nice.
Well, you keep your ear to the ground, and you can see the sign on the top of the shop is a woodworking shop. It tells you kind of keep your ear to the ground. You hear anything about who might have killed Win here? He's a good worker. It's a shame to see him killed.
Will do. If you need any help, big muscle, big arm, you call Braun.
Make a persuasion check. Are you proficient with persuasion?
I don't think so.
If the little dot's not colored in the note, okay.
No.
So what I want you to do, instead of taking your persuasion modifier, I want you to use your strength modifier for this persuasion check. So instead of charisma, just base it off of strength.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a
That should
plus
be
5.
17 then.
You know, I'll keep a lookout if we need any arms.
All right. I'll keep my ears open.
Okay, now Jatoria.
Yes. I would say she would explore the city a little bit, probably restaurant hop around, shop a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead and do the same as Braun, as you're not particularly familiar with this city. Go ahead and make a perception check as you walk around the city just to get a feel for things.
8.
Similar circumstance to Braun, where you're kind of walking around and have a general idea where things are, but you're still a bit lost in this big city. What kind of things are you shopping for?
Specifically a cloak, as it's getting colder.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Nine.
Did you say you would like a cloak
Okay.
with the fur?
That's it. I'm changing jeans. It's been Apple Blossom this whole time. It's never again. She's gonna be Jane
Now it's-
Smith.
Jane Peach Bottom.
No, no bottom.
You enter this kind of clothing shop, and because it's starting to get a little bit cooler out, there's a bit more stock of heavy fur-lined clothes and things like that. And as you're looking through, you do kind of spot this one cloak, and on the rack, it almost seems to be like moving a bit while it's on the rack.
I think I would avoid clothing that was wiggling in front of me.
It's not like it's not like wiggling like it's alive. It almost looks like there's like a breeze blowing it a little bit while it's on the rack.
Oh, okay. I guess I pick it up and look at it.
So as you pick it up, it almost like there's a heavy breeze blowing it.
Like out of my hands? I'm sorry. I'm
No.
so confused what's happening.
So like picture like if somebody was standing with a cloak outside and the wind was blowing, how it would like billow behind them.
Okay. I guess I would ask the person working there, like, what's up with the cloak?
I think you've got a defective cloak.
They tell you it was designed that way. Some people kind of prefer to look fashionable in that sense as they walk around. And while wearing it, you do have the ability to make it stop doing that, but you have the ability to make it do that as well.
Mm.
And they tell you, if you're not happy with the color of it or anything, then they can change that for you as well and dye it pretty quickly.
How much is it?
50 gold.
If you can make it black, it's sold.
Easy enough. Come pick it up tomorrow.
All right.
So go ahead and get rid of your 50 gold, and then you'll go pick that up the next day. Going and doing the whole like food and wine festival bar crawl thing as Jet.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who thought of that immediately. That was the very first thing that came to my mind.
I'm just gonna walk around and try everything. So yeah, you walk around. Go ahead and just knock off 1 gold for like going and trying a bunch of different food from different places and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now, Ran,
Oh, hello.
what are you doing, buddy?
Well, as I recall, it was the morning, and I was gonna storm my way grumpily back to the hotel that I'd been gambling at the previous night.
Yes, the toppled chair.
The toppled chair, that's right. So I'm gonna go to the toppled chair and make my way in and see who's there. See if I can find that same guy who I was playing cards with the night before.
It's early in the morning, so it's pretty empty. Got my throat's dry. He's there. He doesn't appear to be gambling at this time. He's just kind of sitting over at like a side table, chilling. You can't really tell what he's drinking with the mug. Might be ale, might not be. But he's there. He's hanging out.
Rand's gonna saunter right over to his table and immediately just plop himself down in a seat across from him. And
hey there, little man.
And Rand's at this point is going to put his pistol down on the table with his hand on it, and be like, "You cheated me last night, and I want my money back."
You lost fair and square, buddy.
I'm not talking about what I lost at the table. I'm talking about what you took. My bags were light.
You're accusing me of stealing?
Goddamn right I am.
Make an intimidation check.
13.
I ain't steal nothing from you, buddy. Why you come in here looking for me?
Well, you were the one I was playing with, and when I got back to my inn, bags were light. You're the only one I can think of that would have taken it.
I do believe also, if you recall, that you found a note slid under your door in the morning.
Oh shit, what was that?
I believe it said something along the lines of, "Hey, I heard you're missing some coin," or something like that.
Yeah. And come see me the next day or some shit.
Yeah. But I'll reimburse you for anything that anybody that may have wronged you here in my little establishment. And he puts 5 platinum down on the table and slides them to you.
Rand's gonna look at him real suspicious. What's the catch?
For that, no catch, but there's more where it came from if you can do something for me.
Rand's gonna pocket the 5 platinum. Keeping his hand on his gun, though. So, what are you thinking?
You should really put that thing away.
Carefully putting it underneath the table, but still keeping his hand on it.
It's better. I have a storage facility. And, let's just say some other people have been on this side of town where they shouldn't be. in my storage facility. And if you can find out who's doing it and assure me that they don't enter my facility anymore, you get quite a bit of coin going your way.
You don't have guards for your facility?
I had plenty of them. Some of them found themselves at the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean?
I'm not so keen on ending up at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if I want to get involved in this particular tussle.
I'll tell you what. Name your price.
And all I got to do is find out who's checking out your facility.
Whoever's coming and stealing my stuff. You find them, assure me that they are no longer going to behave in such a manner in my city.
Oh, you want me to stop them?
Well, yeah. You got friends, don't you?
Got drinking buddies.
I like that. I like that. It's less personal.
And you have no idea who's doing it?
I mean, there's a few other people that run similar operations. And he kind of leans in his chair a bit. That run similar operations in the town, and usually we keep to ourselves in our kind of areas. But it looks like one of them is not doing that.
I'm willing to have a look, but I'm not sticking my neck out for this.
Name your price.
$1,000 gold, and I'll go have a look tonight.
1,000.
You heard me.
You're kidding me. Listen.
Go hire a bounty hunter.
I'll tell you what. Give me a name. I'll give you 200. Bring them here alive. I'll give you 500. That's it.
All right. I'll go for the name. I'll see what I can find. Where's this facility? Your so-called facility.
Kill him. I'll give you 300. Bring him here alive. 5 though. Where's this facility? It's down by the docks. Big warehouse. Roof is kind of rust colored. Sticks out a little bit.
Just want to make sure I get to the right one.
It's the only one down there with that color roof.
All right.
That's how people like to identify them when they're coming in with shipments.
Well, I guess I'll have a look tonight.
All right. Sounds good. I'll see you soon. Don't find yourself at the bottom of the ocean.
Pleasure doing business with you. Rand jingles his little platinum and saunters on out. I guess
Okay.
heading back to the inn. Wait, how
Sure.
many platinum was this? Sorry, 5 or something?
5.
Yeah. I'm rich.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna go through the same motions as everyone else, probably, poke around the city a little bit, see
Okay.
if there's shops that cater to gunslingers, i.e., guns and/or ammunition type things.
You go find some ammunition and stock up as much as you need to, which you did before you left Narby, and you didn't really use a whole lot.
Yeah,
Guns are,
probably rare.
oh yeah, they're a rarity. Essentially, it's especially one like you have, like the revolver style, it would be made by somebody who's an expert tinkerer and inventor, as opposed to being more commonplace.
Well, then, more importantly, Rand's just gonna go check out the fashion situation, go upgrade his vest a little bit, maybe a new scarf, get himself fancied up a little bit, so he's looking fresh. Just wants to feel fresh.
Sure, go ahead and
Purely throwing away gold for aesthetics at this point.
no, a couple silver. I mean, clothes aren't too expensive for just a scarf and a vest.
Okay,
just
thank you.
2 silver is fine.
Groovy. All
You
right,
don't have a fancy windy cloak, but you know.
No, that's
Which, by the way, Jet, add Cloak of Billowing to your inventory.
Ran with his fancy new duds is going to spend some time back at the inn and kind of, gamble about during the well, actually no, that day, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna try to get some help from your friends before going out to this warehouse?
Well, my plan is, I figured I'd go drop by the inn at the, as the evening
and
wore on.
catch up with everybody and whatnot.
See if I ran into my drinking buddies.
Yeah, and you guys have all been staying there, and so you do eventually kind of run into everybody in one of the evening there after you go talk to this gentleman.
Gotcha. So Ran, I guess, entering the inn and finding, quote, drinking buddies. So I got a job, you guys. Narby's interesting. What have you been up to?
Job.
Well, pickup work.
So
I was
picking
wondering
up
if maybe you
rocks?
wanted to, lend me a hand, Bron.
A hand with what?
Nothing too serious. Just there's a warehouse by the docks. We're just going to investigate a little bit. I guess this people are stealing from him, so he just wants to know who's doing it.
So we're going to look at the warehouse.
I mean, I'm going to look at a warehouse. I figured maybe you'd want to come along. Make a little gold.
I mean, sure, I can look at the warehouse. Should, if you said people are stealing from him,
Yeah.
should we not tell the guards?
I mean, he had guards, but I guess they're not around anymore.
I mean, if the guards aren't there, sure.
Hey, I knew you'd be into it. Perfect. What do you think about Jane and Jet? Think they're interested?
Jane is pretty busy with grandfather, but I mean, we can ask. Maybe they want to come and hang and check out the warehouse.
Maybe you ask her for me. I don't know. She doesn't like me so much.
Is true.
Either way, I'm willing to split the reward on this one if you guys want. But I definitely feel a little safer, going around at night, making sure.
Sure, we can ask the others.
Others.
Jet, are you in?
There is enough to find throughout the evening.
Well, Rand's gonna bug Jet and, give the same spiel. Jatoria, so I got a job. Got this gig. Are you interested?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, there's gold.
Go on.
All we got to do is check out this warehouse and find out who's stealing from a guy. No big deal. Real easy.
A warehouse.
Yeah. On the docks.
In the middle of the street.
I met this guy
Alright.
gambling. People are stealing from him. He runs a business. Just wants people to stop stealing from him. It seems very legitimate to me.
I'll tag along, if not just for the entertainment.
Beautiful. At this time, Ran is hoping that Braun would be asking Jane.
Which Jane at this point is, if it's like around dinner time, she's probably having dinner at her parents' restaurant,
God damn it.
hanging out with her.
You would
her
know where to
siblings.
find Jane. Like, it's
yeah,
not.
it was like a crossing down the street. It was real close. So I'll go over and I'll bug Jane.
Rand's gonna go, as you believe there. Come on. Giving him some thumbs ups.
So Jane's sitting there with like her four younger brothers, the triplets who are in their teens, and then the youngest one who's 10. And she's just kind of telling them stories about what she's been doing, and then she sees Braun come in, and she just kind of waves over to him, and like the boys all look up at him, and they're like slack-jawed, like staring, like this is the biggest man they've ever seen in their life. And one of them leans over to Jane and is like, "You know him?" And Jane's just like, "Yeah, he's one of the people from my stories that I was just... It's Braun. This is Braun."
Hello, Jane. These must be your brothers?
Yeah. Let me see if I can tell which is which after all this time. Alright, we've got Pippin, Patton, and Perrin. That's the triplets. And then Reed over here, sitting towards me.
Pippin, Patton, and Perrin. And Reed.
Yeah.
Very nice, boys. I'm gonna, like, kneel down. So they're not cranking and breaking their necks staring up at me.
They're still looking up at you. They're teenage halflings. They're probably just about Jane's height, maybe, and if you're kneeling, you're still probably a foot taller than Jane is. So Jane's just gonna be like, "So what's up? Is Jet coming too? Or are you guys coming to dinner?"
No, not for dinner. This is something different. Surprisingly, Ran found a job.
A job.
He wants us to look at the warehouse.
He wants us to look at the warehouse? Is he trying to buy a warehouse for his job?
I don't know. He said this guy wants him to look at warehouse, and so he asked us to come look at warehouse.
This seems kind of strange, don't you think, though?
I mean, yes, but it's Ran.
Good point.
What kind of reputation do I have? Jesus.
Wait,
I honestly don't even know.
So why are you here, though?
Do you want to come help?
Help Ran? Did he
Help
ask
us.
for my help?
As much as Ran asks for help, yes. He did push me over here.
You know what? If you would like to, you don't have to. If Ran wants my help, and you can let him know this or not, then he can come in and ask for it himself. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to continue eating this delicious bread that my mom baked.
Alright. Enjoy bread and brothers. And then Braun's gonna, like, give them a pat on the head. You know, smack them. Then I'll turn around and walk out. And go talk to Ran again.
So she wasn't interested?
Ran. Well, she said if you want her help, you can ask her. She said willing to come, but you must ask.
That just splits more gold, though. She doesn't seem that interested.
I mean, she's been helpful before.
That's true.
She's very smart. She might know what is going on in warehouse.
That's true, too. Alright, fine. Fine, I'll ask her. Her little stupid, misty, shadowy, jumping, teleport baloney might be useful, I guess. I don't know, son of a... Anyway.
Maybe
Have fun
don't
with
say
brothers.
that to her, though.
Fine. Ren grumbles as Jet gives him good wisdom. I guess I'll... Well, if you guys are good to go, let's just go pick up Jane on the way, and if she's willing to come, she'll willing to come. I'm assuming it's late enough that we can go on our little adventure. So Ren packs up, ready for adventure, and goes off
Yep.
with everyone to
We'll lead him to the inn
Jane.
or to the restaurant.
Yeah. Timidly, doing a little knock knock for Ran.
You got this.
You're knocking on the door of a
Yes.
restaurant.
Well,
For a restaurant.
oh yeah, it's the
Too
restaurant.
bad for you. It's live music night, Ran.
Damn!
You hear fiddle playing.
Thought we were going to your
and
house.
Oh, dude, that place is bumping. I want to go.
bagpipes and like a drum happening, and like someone singing in a tenor tone, singing some fun tunes, and you smell warm baked bread from within.
Mm. Ryan's just gonna like peek in, looking around to see if he can find Jane, and then kind of like work his way into the restaurant, trying to find Jane.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Well, where's
You know what?
perception?
Your passive's really high. You see her.
Sick.
Yeah, Jane's sitting at the bar talking with her mom a little bit while watching her brothers dance around to the music.
Ryan will sneak up and give her a little tap on the shoulder. Looking a little timid.
You just see Jane jump and like turn around real quick and say, "Ran? What are you doing here?"
Well, Braun talked to you about the thing, and I was wondering if you wanted. I was wondering if you wanted to come to the thing with the warehouse.
This might be the first time in my life I'm at a loss for words. I didn't expect you to come and actually ask me yourself for help. So
Well, I mean, Braun made a lot of good points, and you're pretty, you're pretty smart, and you got some skills and things that maybe could be useful.
is my
could be
mom
useful.
hearing this? Because
Uh,
this could go really poorly, I feel like.
no, it's a pretty busy night with the
Okay,
live music
cool.
and everything. So she's busy running around and working.
Great. Good. Okay.
One of the
Jane-
boys does overhear it though.
Oh gosh, which one? One of the older ones or Reed?
No, the youngest.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's probably sitting near me.
He's sitting quietly, but he's very intently listening.
I'm just gonna say,
Ryan squints his eyes at the little kid and back to Jane.
I'm gonna look over at Reed real quick, and I'm gonna lean in over towards him and be like, I'm going to go tell Mom I'll be back a little bit later. Everything's fine. Don't tell her what you heard just now, because I don't want her to have a fit when I come back. Do you understand?
I said you're smart.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm using a lucky. I'm using a point of lucky.
Jeepers creepers.
That wasn't much better. 8.
Okay. And he kind of hops down. He runs to the back. Mom, Jane said she's gonna go look at a warehouse.
Jane just hops down from her stool at the bar and rearranges her robe and pulls up the little hood and just says, "Fine, let's go."
Rand, not sure what's going on exactly, just hustles out of the restaurant and explains the full story once we're outside.
And like right as you're leaving the door, you can hear Jane's mom. Jane, what do you do? Jane? She's already gone. And you are all currently outside in the street.
So just explaining a little further, I met a guy at the tilted chair, whatever the hell it was.
Toppled.
Toppled chair. We were gambling, whatever. And he's got people stealing from him. And he offered me maybe if I could find out who it was or stop them, but I told him I'm just going to try to find out who. who it was, he'd reward us pretty handsomely. I figured you guys might be interested, and maybe would be a little more threatened with, the big guy here. Pointing up at Braun's big ol', And you guys are, pretty good at what you do. I figured maybe we, would do it together. If you guys were, interested.
Since Jane grew up here, would she have an inkling of what this might be about?
Roll an insight check.
I get to re-roll natural 1. Oh, not much better.
Oh my
It's a
God.
9. Wow, I'm rolling like
This
crap.
was a no bones Jane day.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
You're bringing
I
up
did
with
it.
no bones.
I did it because I hate it.
I quit. You need to take a break for real. You're talking about bones days now?
I know, and I hate them so much.
Ran, are you telling them everything, or are you leaving out certain details?
I'm telling them what I was told.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm expressing the story as it was told to me. I'm not suggesting
Sure.
that he's as nefarious as maybe I have the inkling. Like, I know he's
Yeah,
probably a
that's
criminal,
fine.
but I'm not saying, hey, he's a criminal. I'm saying he's got a business. I don't know. All I'm doing is this.
Jane, it seems sketchy, but there's also, normal businessmen that hire people to protect their property.
Right now, Jane is just like, is it sketchy because it's sketchy, or does this sound sketchy because it's Ran? Basically.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and so this warehouse, we just have to investigate who's been stealing from it?
Well, I figured we go down there and watch and see if we see anything, investigate, look around a little bit. And if someone happens to show up, figure out who they are, maybe find out who they are if we have to, a little bit more forcefully, and then tell the guy who it was. Maybe bring them to him. No big deal. Easy.
I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but I can turn invisible. Like, I could probably turn invisible and get pretty close to the warehouse, but it only goes up to an
Perfect.
hour. It only goes up to an hour, though, so we have to kind of narrow down the time frame in which we think this person's
Well,
going
we
in.
can go watch the warehouse, and if, we see something happening, you can do your tricks and get in there and find out. Be perfect.
Jane just rolls her eyes as soon as you say tricks.
Rand just continues on obliviously. Uh-huh.
Bron, Jet, are you guys committed to this too?
I mean, sounds pretty easy, pretty straightforward. We go look at the warehouse, see if people there. If no people, easy.
All we have to do is find out who it is, and we each get 50 gold. Easy.
I like gold.
The guy's just looking
Okay.
for a name. I mean, seemed easy enough to me.
All right, I'm in. Let's go.
And with that, we wander towards the docks.
Which Jane can probably lead you guys over towards where the docks would be, and then you would know the description of the warehouse.
Okay. Let me get your little peoples onto this map.
We have a map now. Nice.
Ooh, actually, I could make myself and another person invisible if I wanted to, or 2 people invisible.
Fancy.
Sweet tricks.
I
Well,
can
it's not
practically
going to
hear
be
the eye
you
roll.
if you keep calling them tricks.
Rand's tiny. I don't need invisibility.
Hey, Zidardus, have I told you lately how grateful I am that you agreed to DM this for us, and that I didn't take on this burden? I mean, blessing.
Okay, so I've just kind of placed you all there for now. So you head down towards the docks, and it's late. A few torches lighting the streets, a few braziers. It's flickering light, not extremely well lit. And there's kind of these rows of large square buildings. Some have a few windows, some don't. A few abandoned and boarded up. And Ran, you spot the one you're looking for with the kind of rust-colored roof that I've marked here with the box.
The orange box, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as you approach, you can see one extremely large man kind of leaning outside the door. Tattoos, and a large great axe kind of posted, leaning up against the wall next to him.
You guys just hang on for 1 second. I'm going to walk over to the guy, like kind of gesturing for them to stay back for a second. I'm going to go right up to the dude at the door and be like, hey, you.
Yeah?
You guarding this place?
Yeah, boss told me to watch tonight. This guy's like 7 feet tall. This is his voice.
All right. Well, boss told me
He
to
said
make
he was sending some people. Yeah, y'all the people.
We're the people. So just don't
All
mind
right.
us. We're just going to be
Good luck.
looking around a little bit.
He grabs his axe off the wall. Good luck. I'll be back in a few hours.
What are you
And
leaving?
heads off. Yeah, he said y'all could handle it.
Ran waves over his friends because I guess that was the guard and he figures we got it under control. Maybe we each take a side of the warehouse and just kind of keep our eyes open?
Y'all, yeah, so what's your plan here?
Maybe we each take a side of the warehouse and then we just wait for something to happen?
I mean, Jane was just gonna get on top of the warehouse.
Ooh, I like that.
I still got my boots of flying.
I can watch the front door. Rand, do you want to take the back? Or would you like to maybe go up over across the street? You know, you have your pistols. Think maybe you could see something better up there?
That sounds pretty good.
As a side note, inside is also an option. The door is unlocked.
Ooh, are there windows?
Just so you know. Let me look at the other map.
I mean, you made a map, so I feel like I gotta go inside for sure.
I mean, you don't have to go inside. Just because I have the map doesn't mean we have to use it. No windows.
I feel like, man. Well, I feel like one
I
of
was
us.
just making sure that you guys knew you could if you wanted to. Whether you do or don't, it doesn't matter.
I think I like the stakeout plan. I'm gonna stake it out from across the street. I think I stake it out from across the street, kind of stay in the shadows.
Watch the door.
Jane's Batmaning it on the top of the roof.
Hell yeah, I am.
Ron, are you just leaning outside the door?
Yeah, I'll be watching the door like the other guard
Like
was.
you're
If
the
they're
guard.
expecting a guy with a great axe, they'll get a guy with a great axe.
Perfect.
Nice. What about you, Jet?
Is this area well lit? Or even like dimly lit?
He said
It's dimly lit.
flickering.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some torches and braziers and kind of like street lamps about.
Plenty of shadows.
Where are you going, Jet?
Is the front door the only door?
Nobody's gone to look for any other doors.
That's a very good point.
I guess I'll walk around the building and just see if there's another door.
You don't see any other doors as you walk around. The back of this warehouse, as you kind of go around the back of it, is pretty close to the docks, and there doesn't appear to be much between the back of the building and the docks themselves. Roll a perception check.
19?
At least one of us is rolling well tonight.
You. How do I describe this? You kind of make out a bit of the way that the rocks are leading out towards the water, that there's probably some sort of underground cave, like the way that they're kind of stacked up. It appears that it might be covering like a tunnel or passageway leading out to the water.
I guess I'm just gonna kind of set up where I can watch it.
Okay, like in the back.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if anyone sees him get close, let him get close and yell out, and we'll all close in on him.
Are any of you trying to remain hidden?
Yes.
I know Braun's not, but
Braun
for
is
the rest of
definitely
you.
not.
Yeah, I'm hiding in the shadows across the way.
Okay.
Jane is probably gonna kind of like flatten herself to the roof a little bit. And also what she's gonna do is she's going to be keeping an eye towards maybe one of the sides, and she's gonna have Cinder sit at the edge of the roof on the opposite side so he can alert her if he sees anything too.
Okay. So you're just gonna tell Cinder if you see anybody else back there besides Jet to come to me. Dope.
I'll probably be a little sneaky too.
Okay. So the
obvious.
three of you that are trying to be inconspicuous, go ahead and roll stealth checks.
Stealth.
21.
There you go.
11?
14.
Okay.
I don't have to roll
Sometime-
for Cinder, right? He's a rat on a roof.
Not worried
Cool.
about that. He's a rat in a warehouse district. I mean,
Perfect. My sweet boy. I just realized I can change his name on his character sheet.
Mhm.
So I'm very pleased.
yeah, in your extras you can change their name. So a bit of time passes. Go ahead and all of you roll perception checks because you are trying to look out for somebody.
Natural 20. So I got a 23.
4. Nice.
21.
18?
22.
We are perceptive as hell.
Nice.
Taking our job seriously tonight.
It's 2 shit rolls for me, so he neither sees you or remains hidden. Sees Braun, of course. But Braun, you see this figure kind of a few warehouses down, and those of you in the front would see him kind of duck into an alleyway a few buildings down, and then a moment later, Jet, you can spot somebody kind of sneak along the back of the warehouse buildings. And he does, even though you rolled an 11 for stealth, he does not see you.
Oh boy.
But he's heading towards your building and definitely being sketchy.
So when Braun would have seen him duck into the alleyway, I would have given like a little, like a whistle is what I would have tried. You know,
Okay.
I can't do it, but Braun
That's
would have
fine.
whistled like a bird.
Mhm.
You know, all the birds from earlier. Yeah.
The birds. Yeah.
Yeah. And just, you know, that's the signal Braun would have given. And then he lost sight of the man, but he's watching the door.
I mean, Rand saw the same guy, so who after when he sees you whistling, Rand's gonna be like, I saw him too. Gotta give him a little. Yeah, I got it. And just keep
Little
him,
thumbs up from
still-
across the street.
but still peering about.
He's now kind of, Jet, you're crouched kind of behind a stack of barrels, and you can see him on the building next to you, kind of sneaking along through the shadows.
Can I jump on him.
So you wait till he gets closer, and then you jump out from behind these barrels and attempt to grapple him. Go ahead and make I believe it's a strength check for grapple. Let me double check.
15.
You rolled a stealth.
Oh, wait.
Strength. Yeah.
Strength.
Oh, athletics. Roll an athletics check.
Oh no.
Oh,
A 14.
So 14, as you jump out from behind these barrels, you realize that this figure is quite a bit shorter than you. He's about 4 feet tall. And as you go to grab him and kind of tackle him to the ground, he kind of ducks and slides out to the side and begins running off past you, like as if he's gonna just like take off and run the other direction.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and start yelling.
So you all hear Jet yelling in the back.
Ran will race towards it. The yelling.
Okay.
Racing towards it.
It takes you guys a couple seconds to get back there. You all running back there?
Yeah, I'll be running over to the side at least.
It takes you all a little bit to get back there. Jet, what are you doing? Are you immediately
What
chasing?
about Jane?
Jane will
That's-
make her way to the rooftop on swear to God. She'll move to the back part of the roof.
Yeah, I'll chase.
Okay.
Because hypothetically, Cinder would have seen some of this, right?
Oh, Cinder might have noticed.
See,
Roll a perception check for Cinder.
just want to throw some of this in here that some people are we're getting a little neglectful.
Well, it's a good call.
Cinder would have gotten a 13 because he has 0 wisdom.
Cinder didn't notice him. He was kind of underneath the awnings off the edge of the roof.
But did you
Yeah.
not
So
see
Cinder,
Jet jumping
Cinder
at
didn't
him?
see. Right, which would have been pretty much simultaneous with Jet shouting out. So about the same amount of time for Jane to get back to the edge of the roof. I need everybody to roll initiative.
$22 for Ran.
Jesus Christ. I got an 11.
You got to tuck your dice in better tonight.
7.
Wow, how dare you.
14 for Braun.
Okay, I was just making note of it here. And so the chase begins. So he immediately, after Jet tries to grapple him and shouts out, starts sprinting as fast as he can. Ran, you spend that first turn full sprint trying to make your way back there. And you're now in the back. Same for Braun. Jane, it probably only uses your movement to get to that back area. Is there anything else you'd like to do for your action?
For my action, can I cast Mage Armor?
Sure.
Coolio.
Jet, you are there. What would you like to do for your turn? At this point, he is full sprint about 50 feet away from you.
I'm going to chase him.
50 feet already?
Movement dash.
He quick as hell.
mean, movement dash would be 60 if I gave him full, but I took a part of that dodge.
Fair enough.
As part of his movement. Okay. Jet, are you using your full movement and dash to try to close the gap?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of get up there with him, and you're right behind him. But that is your action and movement. Do you have any bonus actions that you would like to use?
No.
Okay. So he's going to continue running with you right on his heels. Ran, at this point, you've made it to the back of the building, and him and Jet are getting quite a distance away from you. They're probably about 70 feet.
Run as fast as my little feet will take me to try to catch up, I guess.
What's your movement speed?
25 feet.
So you can move 50 and around.
Done.
Okay.
Rand just sprints with his little legs as hard as he can, trying to keep up.
So, and just for a little bit of clarification, they're running, like, Jet was over here where she is, and they were kind of running
to the
this
right.
way behind the warehouse? Or one of the directions behind the warehouse?
They're running, like, to the left behind the building.
Okay.
Oh, left.
All right, cool.
I don't have a behind the building map, but this is also more of a chase sequence than
Yeah, I was just trying to get a little bit of a direction on.
For sure. So, Braun, it's your turn at this point. You've made it to the back. Ran is beginning to run. What are you doing?
Well, I stayed here at the front of the warehouse. Right, I never actually went down the back alley to the back of the warehouse. So my plan was to follow them, or to run in front of the warehouse.
Okay, so
not along the
water. You can see. Okay, I like that. So
yeah.
On that first turn, then you would have started taking off down that way, and you can see as you look over, because you're fast as fuck, boy. You can see Jet chasing this small hooded figure kind of through the alleyways as you're flying by.
Yeah.
And you're a bit faster than them, so you're actually kind of gaining ahead of them. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm just gonna run and try and catch up to them, but paralleling them, like, on the front side of the warehouse,
and try to, like,
see if I can get, like, ahead of them, or, like, jump over through an alley and kind of cut them off.
Yeah, fast enough to cut off, which you will shortly here with your movement speed. Jane.
So they're going towards the left-hand side, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, and about how far away from me are they at this point?
Just for the sake of keeping numbers simple and in round order, Jet and the figure that she's chasing are about 70 feet away from you.
Okay, I can make a gap of 35 or 55 feet if I move action, because my boots, I don't think they give me an increased fly speed. I just have a fly speed equal to my walk speed, which is 25.
Right.
So I can Misty Step 30 feet. What I'll probably do is I'll probably move action the 25 feet first, and then I'll Misty Step the 30 feet after that.
Okay. So you close quite
50,
a big gap there.
Yeah.
And you still have bonus action if you have any.
Misty Step technically is a bonus action. Now that I think
so you
about
still
it.
have action. Right.
My action, I'm actually going to take out. I have a quarterstaff that I've not used yet. I'm going to take my quarterstaff out of my bag and have that ready.
Okay. That's free interaction to pull that out. You still have action if you want to use it.
No, I think I'm. Oh, well.
You could dash and catch up.
Oh yeah, let me do that.
Got you.
Waiting for one of your sneaky tricks, but this works just as well.
Nah.
So Ran, you're running, and all of a sudden you see Jane right in front of you, and full sprint catch up to Jatoria and this hooded figure.
stumbling for a moment. Whoa, but just keeps on running. I knew it'd be good to bring you along.
Jet, you're within arm's reach of this guy as you're running.
Can I tackle him?
Do it again. Should do it again. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Victoria, you're going to roll a 19 on your athletics check. I'm using a portent roll of 19.
Toxic. Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, you
Yep,
did.
so add your
Plus your
athletic,
modifier.
whatever it is, to 19.
I think it's a -1.
It's
Let
a
me use
-1.
Look, at least this helps.
It's an 18. Which is good because he rolled a 10 to save. So as you all Braun, you're following along parallel to the buildings on the other side, kind of watching them through the alleys. Ran, you're kind of in the back now as Jane has poofed in front of you. And as you guys watch, Jet just hooves into the sand, jumps up into the air, wraps this guy up, and tumbles onto the ground. And Braun, as you keep running, you turn, and suddenly you don't see them anymore.
Perfect.
You're running, and you're like, oh, you hit the next alleyway, and there's nobody on the other side.
So we're gonna go down that alleyway and turn and look and find Jet completely taking this guy out on the ground.
Yep, and now covered in sand and dirt. Yeah. And as you kind of attack him, you're and as you look and kind of flip him over onto his back, there's a small goblin in a hood that you've tackled.
It's not our king, is it?
Oh no.
Is it our king?
Our sweet king, it's totally him. I'm not doing that.
The king of the road?
Man, that would have been great if I wrote it that way, but it's not.
Damn
That would
it.
have been fucking hilarious. I should have just said yes, but no, it's not.
Improv, Zardis. Improv.
Zardis is like, I
Yes,
don't have the mental capacity to improv this. It's
I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with that.
But just so sad that you hadn't thought of it.
The reason, the mental backflips of him trying to just rob people with a rug around his back on the road, and then following you into town and being the person who's robbing this warehouse is just that's too much.
Okay, fair enough.
So, he's not fighting back like Jet just has him, so we're back to RP Live?
Jet, yeah. He doesn't seem to be trying to stab Jet, and with how much he failed by, he's not going anywhere.
Rand's, let's tie him up! And Rand's gonna get a rope. Get in there and try to start subduing the goblin.
And he's just kind of making grunting sounds. He's not really talking.
Who are you? What are you doing?
I was just walking.
Yeah, right, walking. Who are you?
George.
Oh, yeah?
George.
How about you tell your real name to my friend? And he gestures up at Braun.
You're out on a walk there, George, looking pretty curious. Huh?
Is it illegal for people to go for a walk?
I mean, at night with a hood up
Is
by the
is
river.
it illegal? It's cold.
In the shadows.
People don't really take kindly to me being a goblin and all.
I mean, it's a big city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's lots of other goblins around here.
And I'll go walk somewhere else next time. Sorry to interrupt.
All right,
whatever
you
you're
were were just going for a walk. You were going to the warehouse, and what were you coming to steal? And I know you were. Rand's gonna intimidate him.
Yeah. Well, now that you said it, I don't want to give it to you, but make an intimidation check.
I was trying to get Braun to do it, but 15.
Okay, fine.
I was coming to steal things. Not from the warehouse, though.
Oh yeah, where?
I was trying to just get some food from behind the other warehouses.
Uh-huh.
Which one?
What kind of
The one-
food?
The one right past the one where your friend tried to tackle me?
Likely story. I say we just take him back to my guy at the topple chair. Let him deal with it. We got the guy.
Who are you people?
We work for the warehouse. Don't worry about it.
Jane's gonna step back, and she's just gonna be like, "Wait, did you see this guy trying to break into the warehouse at all, or was he just being suspicious?"
It seemed pretty suspicious. He was getting close to it.
See, he was getting close to it. That sounds good enough.
Told
Do you guys really think that? No
They
offense,
have
buddy.
really good
no,
bacon jerky at the warehouse next door.
George, no offense to what
Ooh.
I'm about to say, but do you guys really think that this guy would risk breaking into that kind of a warehouse?
Wait, what's in there?
Doesn't matter.
Likely
Not-
story,
not jerky.
George.
His eyes kind of,
Tell us.
as you say, like in that kind of warehouse, his eyes kind of go wide.
What's in there?
And this proves my point. Obviously, he's not going into that warehouse. He doesn't know what's in there. This isn't our guy.
He's just saying that. Now you just
Jane is
trust
just
him?
gonna start walking back
We,
to
we know he came to steal.
the other warehouse.
Okay.
Jane doesn't think this is the guy. And she is within 100 feet of Cinder, and Cinder is still on top of the roof. So he is still technically on a sort of lookout.
Sure. It's a lot of fall damage for a rat, though.
He's not gonna attack, he's just looking.
Yeah, but to jump off to come get you.
He's not gonna jump off, he can communicate with
Why don't
me in
we-
100 feet.
Why don't we check the
That's-
warehouse next? And if it's got this jerky he was talking about, maybe he's on the up and up.
Jane's
I mean-
already walking away. She's not around to hear what you were saying.
That's fine. You
Well,
can
then
say
I
it
was
to the other
talking to
people.
who else is there then?
I'm just gonna pick up the little goblin.
Ah!
Kind of like manhandle him under my shoulder.
All right, so
And
check
he
the
just
next
kinda
warehouse
gives up.
over.
I say we go check the warehouse. I'll keep a watch on George here, while you guys inspect inside.
All right, so I'm gonna go past.
So what you're telling me is you captured me because I was gonna break into that warehouse. Now you're gonna go break into that warehouse.
No, I'm not gonna break into that warehouse. I want to know about the next warehouse, and you see if your story checks out about this jerky.
Right. That's the one I mean. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
okay. Well, if you're gonna break in there, can I at least get some of the jerky?
No,
What?
no, you're a damn thief,
But you're about to break it.
George. I've had enough of you.
Rod's just gonna give him a thump with the shoulder, just jostle him around.
So Rand's gonna go check out like the backside of this next warehouse and just try to go like from the outside, look around, see if it seems like it has food or what else, like what he can ascertain from this next warehouse over.
The
the
next
goblin
warehouse
claims
over,
to be over.
there's a back door on this one, and it is currently closed and has a lock on it, like a little padlock.
We go around to the front side and check the door there. Any signage, any windows, anything.
There are a few windows on this one, no signage though. And as you kind of get on your tippy toes and peer through the windows, it's mostly crates. I won't say of what, but it's crates
Of possibly food and jerky.
of crates of indistinguishable contents.
Rand not prepared to break in himself. It's gonna go back to George. He's like, didn't see any jerky, bud.
It's in the box. It's in the box. How dense are you?
How do you get in there?
Through the back door?
which is locked.
Do you not? You can pick a lock.
Can you pick a lock?
If I pick the lock, I'm taking jerky.
I mean, we weren't hired to watch that warehouse.
I'm just still not convinced he's actually. I don't know. I say we throw him to my guy. Tell him this is what we was looking for. Who cares? We saved the warehouses.
I told you I wasn't going for that warehouse.
Yeah, that's what you say, but you're
I'm
also
just
a
trying
thief.
to get some. I mean, you're not wrong.
Have you ever seen anyone around this warehouse, though?
That warehouse always has guards. Usually they're not in the back, though.
And no one
You
else?
go around the back often?
Which is why I came from the back. Because I didn't think there'd be anybody there.
Hmm.
Do I come often? I mean, the bacon jerky's expensive, and it's much easier just to pick the lock and go in and take it.
I don't know if I trust him.
Make an insight check.
Where's insight?
Also gonna roll an insight check.
Yeah, me
Like right in the
too.
middle.
Go ahead.
Dirty 20.
11.
21?
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Do you know anything about this warehouse that we're looking after? George?
Besides the fact that some big head honcho owns it and that there's always guards in the front, no.
What do you mean,
I
head
assume-
honcho?
I don't know. The only warehouses that have guards like that are ones that have something illegal going on. I just want the bacon jerky!
And
What?
Braun's just like holding him.
Ryan's gonna rub his face. Just, fine, let him go. I don't know.
I'll pull him off my shoulder and untie the rope, and then before letting him go, because I'm still like I'm holding him by the head with one hand while I untie the rope. I'll spin him around so I'm looking at him. No more jerky for you. And then I'll
No.
let him go.
No more jerky for me. Can I just...
Go.
You sure you don't want to see inside? I can let you in now.
Well, sure.
Okay.
And he heads back out like onto the main street there and begins walking back the direction that Jet saw him coming from originally.
Meanwhile, while all that's happening, Jane actually wandered over towards like the front, and she wants to try and listen against the door to see if anyone snuck into the warehouse while they were gone.
So all of you are kind of doing this in the back of the alleyway, and Jane, you make your way to the front, and the door is ajar.
Oh.
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and try and sneak in.
Okay. You head in, and all seems quiet. Give me 1 second. Where's my roll 20?
Now I kind of want some jerky, though.
Right? All that did was make me hungry.
Yeah. I had it in my head that you'd said mango jerky the first time, and now I want like a mango
oof.
jerky. Man, that
Like
sounds-
dried
ooh.
mango?
No,
Yeah.
like a jerky with like a mango, like that was like sauce with mango before I got jerkied. You know what I mean? So I had like a
Oh,
mango. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Ooh, like
That's-
a mango jerky?
Yeah, like it's still meat. you know,
Yeah.
it's still-
Oh,
yeah,
that
like
sounds
a beef
good.
jerky, but it's like got
That would be
the
good
mango
with like
flavor.
ham.
Stop.
Yeah,
Like
that
a
sounds
ham
good, right?
jerky.
I can't
With
do
pineapple?
Oh,
Pineapple and mango with ham. Oh.
damn.
Uh,
Okay, well,
so
now I just want a
Jane, you-
pizza.
this. Jane, you head in. The rest of you, I'm just going to put your little tokens in the darkness here for a moment.
By
since
the
you're
way,
not
should
in
we do
there.
a break at all, or?
Oh, yeah. Now's probably
Yeah.
a good time. So, Jane, as you find this door ajar, No, you can't put things in it.
How dare you?
And you go invisible and take a step inside. Yeah, we'll take a quick 5 because I do have to use the bathroom.
I just had a feeling this was the moment.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Be right back, boys and girls.
Everyone, go get yourself some jerky. Go get yourself some self-care jerky. While we take a break.
Jerky. Exactly. All right, is everyone good to go? Back in?
So you guys have released the goblin. And Jane has stepped into this warehouse. Jane, you see what you see on the screen. Various crates, barrels, a few gems in a cart. And then on the far side down there, you can see a pair of large open doors.
I am going to slowly make my way over to the doors.
Ah!
The goblin's back.
Does our DM sound exactly like the goblin?
All the time. All right. Appears to be a rowboat. A few other various chests and crates in this room. You did notice walking through the other room and things that some of the crates, the lids were kind of cattywampus, not lined up.
Jostled.
Yeah. But this is what you can see of this room from the doorway. Yeah.
Can I see any other, like, doors or...
You going in?
Yeah, she's just gonna keep going further in.
Okay. There is a door here.
She's going kind of towards the center of that. Is that door closed or is that open?
It is closed. And if you go to check, it is locked.
Kind of what is it?
No.
Not again.
Are there any other doors in the room?
Not that you can see.
So, Jane has now been pretty much around the entire building. She was sitting on top of it. This seems smaller than what the warehouse would be, even to her. And because
No, it's about the size it's supposed to be.
oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just have this room, you have it uncovered, but it's appropriate.
Okay. But she also is weary because the goblin did say something about illegal activities, and usually buildings with illegal activities have secrets.
Mhm.
Is that chest unlocked?
The one here right in front of you.
Yeah.
It is, and as you, I assumedly flip it open, inside appears to be some bolts of fine silk.
Interesting. She's gonna go over towards the doors that are locked. Do the doors have any sort of like windows on them that you can see into the room?
No, the door that's there doesn't have any windows or anything. It just has a keyhole.
She's gonna go back over to the chest with the silk bolts, and she's gonna look underneath them for a key.
You look, and you don't find a key. No.
She's gonna search the room for a key.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Ugh, that was 14.
No key.
Can we get a description of the keyhole?
No.
Oh. I'm sure if it's like a big keyhole, you could. Anyway.
Are you just searching this room, or are you searching kind of all of this? Because that'll take some time.
Actually, I would like a description of the keyhole. Am I able to see through it?
It looks. Do you have dark vision?
No.
Okay. So realistically, when you walked into this warehouse, you couldn't really see anything. But we'll pretend that didn't happen. No, you can't see through the keyhole.
Okay. Jane, real quick, is gonna go back outside, fly up to the roof, and yeah, like Zedekias is saying, she's gonna go get Cinder. Cinder does have dark vision, and she is going to.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh,
Send-
wait, you're invisible. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
invisible.
So we're still just outside wondering where the hell you are.
Yeah, probably. Well, because I'm trying not to draw any attention to myself. I'm not gonna go back around and be like, "Hey guys, I'm going into the building where there might be a person." And she's gonna get Cinder, and she's going to try and send him under the door, maybe if there's room.
Okay. We'll circle back to that. So this does take a bit of time to kind of like look through all these things you've been looking through. The
Yeah.
three of you have let the goblin go. What are you doing in the meantime?
Where'd Jane go?
She walked back to warehouse. I don't see her.
I don't have a goddamn clue. I wonder if she
Maybe she
left.
went inside?
Maybe.
I don't think she would have left. That's not like her. This is
wouldn't have
puzzles.
gone
She like
inside
puzzle.
without telling us, though, right?
I don't know. I think she probably left us.
I don't think so. I think I go check front door again.
Okay. Take our boat.
Jet, do you want to keep watch on back still? Because if that wasn't Guy, maybe Guy still show up?
If you trust my judgment, I'll stay back here.
Next time,
Make
be
sure to-
sneaky until they get in the door.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But other than that, you're
All
doing
right.
great.
Nice
I
tackle.
Braun, as you head back to the front, the door is open.
I'm gonna like motion to Rand, just and I'm gonna kind of like slowly and trying to sneak my way, like just walk in the front door.
Rand's actually gonna run back to the corner again and try to like motion to Jet, like, hey. Some gestures, lots of gesticulations, hoping to get her attention to come over,
All right, I'll come join them in the front.
and then just like, shh, and then like mosey in towards and follow Braun in.
Okay. With the light kind of coming through the doorway from outside, you guys can see this room.
Rand's gonna slip on
Rand-
his visors.
Yeah.
his dark
Yeah,
side visor
Rand
thing.
slide your goggles down. You can see pretty easily in here.
And I'm gonna see all those same things that I assume Jane saw.
Right.
All right.
You see a few crates with lids kind of off. Some gems, barrels, crates.
I'll just nudge my two compatriots in the darkness and like lead them along towards the doorway over here, and kind of sneak my way in.
Okay.
But like kind of like giving them every now and again little taps and stuff to make sure they know where we are and everyone's on the same page. Just a little.
You see all that kind of same thing. And then Jane, just as you're coming down with Cinder and you step to the doorway, you can see all three of your friends' figures kind of in this dim light off to the side there, about to walk into that room.
Well, I guess there's no real need for me to be invisible anymore. And she's just gonna drop her invisibility.
Ah! Holy Jesus, son of a... Rand immediately jumping up. It's scared and like making a huge noise because it scared the crap out of him that Jane just appeared in front of him.
Shh! There's probably probably someone in here.
What are you doing?
I was being discreet.
We were looking for you.
No, you weren't. You
Where
were arguing
where
about a.
were you?
I told you guys while you were holding on to the goblin. I said I don't think this is our guy,
And
I
then you
walked
just ran
back
away.
here.
We didn't know where you went. We thought you left.
I told you I was going back to the.
The door was open. How are we gonna know that?
Yeah, the door was open when I got here too. That's why
You
I
running
was in
around
here.
like invisible. You're like a goddamn ghost. You just scared me.
That was the point.
Around that same thing. Why you gonna give me a heart attack?
It wasn't intentional, but now, obviously, with the rest of you here, me being invisible doesn't really benefit anyone, doesn't it?
Doesn't benefit anyone. Oh god damn. All right.
There's a locked door up ahead and to the right, with a room behind it, presumably. There's no other person here that I can see, but I can't see very well in the dark.
So at that point, you guys kind of hear a muffled, like something closing.
Rand's gonna look around, see the entrance if it's changed at all.
Nope, door's still open the way you guys came in.
Jane moves to the opposite side of. She tries to take cover behind the one open door of the swinging doors that's near them.
Rand's gonna pull up his revolver and start edging his way through the door, little by little, kind of just a couple feet by a couple feet, looking around with his dark vision.
Rand's edging, got it.
Mm-hmm. Siddhartha's banned from Twitch.
What about the rest of you?
Ron's tiptoeing through the warehouse.
Tiptoe through the warehouse.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow them as well.
Jane
Okay.
will bring up the rear.
Go ahead and the three of you without the goggles on the back, can you just make a perception check with disadvantage for me?
Six.
12.
Oh, I wish I could keep that roll. 10.
10 and 12, you guys, there's enough light kind of scattering through the doorway that you can make out shapes of things. It's hard to see much. Anything lower than a 10, it's real dark.
And ran with his high perception and goggles.
You see that everything I described to Jane, except that I shouldn't have described to Jane.
Perfect.
Well, at this point, Jane is going to, because there's no point now in really being secretive, and she's at the back, she's going to cast light on her quarterstaff.
Okay,
Like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Cool.
so it lights up the area that you guys are kind of in there.
Well, Rand's gonna keep moving into the place.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you see all of the chests and things, and you see the locked door there.
Okay, Rand goes to the door and sees I'm gonna go check that it's locked still.
It is still locked, yes.
What was that sound?
Could it have been on the other side of the door?
Maybe.
That was my guess.
The door's still locked though.
Yeah, someone probably got to the other side.
I'm gonna look at Jane. So, how do we get in? Did you find a key?
I wasn't able to find a key, but I might have a way on the other side, but I don't know if it'll unlock from the other side. That's the problem.
Worth a shot.
They're probably already getting away.
Jane is going to see if Cinder can get underneath the door.
Roll an acrobatics or athletics for Cinder. See how chubby he is today.
Well, we're definitely gonna go acrobatics because his strength is -4. So. An 8.
Rand keeps feeding him too many scraps, man. He's getting chunky.
He's adorable.
He's adorable.
She doesn't feed him enough.
Magic. He's magic.
Still
He
cute.
doesn't eat
He is-
food. I tried.
He is not like magic. Like he is a celestial fair fiend. He is an
Yeah.
actual creature.
He eats plenty. I feed him. You sound like my mom right now, Ran.
Maybe she's onto something.
Well, if
Sounds like a
Cinder
wise
hadn't
woman.
eaten, if Cinder hadn't eaten so many scraps, he might be able to fit under the door, and maybe I could Misty step across.
We should probably go check outside.
Why was there another door? I thought.
No.
Like, go back around the building.
Sure, you can go check building.
Rand's gonna go outside and go check outside.
Okay. Are you just standing out front, or are you walking around the building?
I'm gonna start walking around the building.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Hey. Boop. 10. Oof. I do have proficiency. Does that mean anything? Nothing.
It's already added to it.
Yikes.
All seems quiet.
I'm gonna look at Braun and be like, you think you could just break it down?
I mean, does owner care about broken door?
Is the door more valuable than what they're stealing?
Fair enough. Ron's gonna attempt to push the door open.
Go ahead and make an attack roll with your great axe.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna axe the door down. Okay.
Is that what you're doing, or are you?
No, it was just gonna attempt to strong
Kick
arm
it
it
in?
open.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure. Go ahead and make an athletics check then.
That's a 27.
Damn.
Yeah, so you just lean back and kick right where that lock is, and the wood that is holding it in place just splinters and shatters, and the door swings open.
Rand's gonna hear this and go running in. I'm assuming he'd hear this.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
running in to join them again. What are you guys doing?
Well, we need it inside the room. Jet made a good point that is door more important than stolen thing.
The guy's probably already gone. We don't care about what's in here. We just care about the guy.
I mean, if he's probably gone, don't you want to know how he left? Only one door.
Well, that's a good point, I guess.
Maybe we can follow.
Rand shrugs. Comes in to investigate the room.
And the room is 3 really big crates and 1 extremely large chest.
Jane's gonna go up to the chest and see if that's open.
It is locked. There's a big padlock on the front of it.
Checking one of the crates just to see if I can tell what's inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this crate.
The tops of the crates are currently nailed on. They're not easily openable, but you could force one open if you would like.
Can we smell or see or I can't get between the cracks of the crate or anything? It's perfectly sealed.
I mean, as much as a crate can be, yeah.
I'm just trying to check out the crate and see if there's any signs,
The 2 you're looking at, no, they're fine.
Jane is going to.
roll. Go ahead and roll. Braun and Ren, roll investigation checks. What's up, Jane?
Jane wants to try an experiment because she likes doing science. She's going to take a torch out of her bag and light it with her tinder box to see if there's any sort of breeze moving through that room. And she's going to hold it kind of near the crates, but not like at them so they burn.
Okay.
All while Ran rolls a 20 and Braun a 19.
Ran, your crate seems perfectly intact. Braun, yours does at first, but then as you kind of push it a bit away from the wall, one of the panels that's on the back has been ripped off. And you couldn't see it first.
One of the panels of the crate has been ripped off?
Yeah,
Or the panels
on
on
like
the wall?
the crate. But
Okay.
it was like up against the wall, and you've kind of pushed it to look.
Okay. So I'm gonna continue to like push the crate around so that the panel that's falling off is more accessible to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, like, once it's there, I'm gonna try and see what's inside.
Inside are these kind of burlap and parchment wrapped kind of pouches, bricks, if you will.
Okay.
D&D cocaine, got it.
That's all you can tell by looking at them, and you can tell that some of them have kind of fallen as if some were pulled out.
All right. Hey, guys, I think I found what is being stolen. There's some of these wrapped bricks that not here no more. Don't know what they are, but some are missing.
Rand's going to take a peek, try to figure out, see if he can tell what it is at all. One of these bricks. Just kind of giving it a check. A little squeeze.
Make a history check.
7.
Not really familiar with what this could be. I mean, it's obviously some sort of legal substance.
So can Rand deduce that it is drugs of some kind?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
that's the obvious part. You just don't know what it is.
That's fine. Rand's going to toss it back. Let's get out of here, guys. We can tell them how they got in. We can tell them how they got the drugs or how they're stealing anyway. But I don't think we're going to catch this guy tonight. I think it's too late.
One more question before we go. Ron's gonna try and move that third crate.
Braun, you put all of your effort into moving that last crate in the back corner, and it does not budge.
Rand looking on suspiciously. Getting tired?
Jane's gonna start pressing on some of the panels and like knocking on them.
Of like the crate or the walls
The
or
crate.
what are you? Okay. No secret switches.
She holds her torch up near. Does there seem to be any like change in the way it flickers?
As you kind of hold your torch up near it, there's no like holding the cigar smoke to the wall looking for secret passage kind of
Damn.
flickering or anything. But you do notice that there's no bolts or nails holding the top on.
I noticed that. It's short enough for me to see.
Braun notices it while you hold your torch up.
So, guys, this crate is different. Not only can Braun not move it, there are no nails.
Try lifting up the
Ooh.
lid, Braun. Let's see if that might be how they got out.
Open it.
Okay. Let's lift up the
Jet.
lid and what's in the box?
You remove the lid, and what appeared to be another crate from this side of it, you realize is actually a stone passageway with a ladder leading down.
Ah, that is why I could not move it. Is a ladder not a crate.
Ladder, not a
that's where
crate.
they went.
Yes, his ladder. Yes, his ladder and hole all the way down. Crate is not a crate.
Jane's gonna use her boots of flying and get herself up and onto the ladder and start climbing down.
Guys, we don't have to
Okay.
do this. We were just hired to find out who was doing it. Like, what?
And did we do
I
that?
don't know who's doing it.
Nah, I know, but I think it's a bust. The guy got away. We can tell him, maybe we'll get compensation for finding out how he stole it or got in here.
Jane's gonna just pop her head out of the crate real quick and be like, Ran, I don't know if this is maybe your first time in a big city, but I had thought maybe this operation was above board, maybe it was legitimate, but after finding what you guys found in that crate over there, and she's gonna nod to the crate of drugs, she's just gonna say, you don't want to tell the guy you're working for that this operation was a bust.
He seems like a pretty good guy. I don't know.
Oh, the guy with bricks of substance?
He's a businessman. I didn't ask him about the business.
Braun, roll a nature check.
$16.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a message. All right,
Ooh.
keep going.
All right.
Jane's just gonna say, look, Ran, I know the other day I blew up at you, and I'm sorry about that. I know it came out of nowhere, but I was scared. And I thought that you were kind of flaking on us, and I'm gonna be honest, now's not a time for you to flake, not just because of us, but because of you.
I don't want you guys getting in trouble. This is clearly a bad situation. We should probably just dip.
Well, I'm sorry, Ram, but you should have thought about that before you got us involved. We've got to go through this. We've got to see this through.
We got hired to see what it was. That was all we got hired for. We'll go tell him we don't know.
Okay,
He's
but
the one who sent his guards
longer
home.
we argue, the faster they're getting away. So if we're not going to go down the ladder like now,
Jane starts going down the ladder again.
Rand huffs and puffs and just follows them along.
Okay. So you're all taking a dive?
Apparently.
Looks like it.
Jatoria?
yep.
A diving we will go.
A diving we will go.
This is what you see. Cave, partly waterlogged passage. You're kind of in water up to your ankles for some of you. Some of you a bit bigger, not so much. Some of you a bit shorter, so a little bit deeper, but
I'm going to need to go shopping for new boots.
are you all trying to be sneaky?
The first thing that Jane's going to do once everyone reaches the bottom is she's just going to be like, hey, everyone, just try and be quiet real quick. I want to see if we can hear anything. Like any splashing, anything like that might tell us where the person went.
I'll nod and stand still in agreement.
Go ahead and make perception checks, all of you.
I'm using a lucky.
I got a nat 20.
4
Perception.
for a total of
Oh, 24.
Never mind, I'm not going to use lucky. Because I trust that my friend is going to tell me what he heard.
16 for Rand.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bron's got
Changing
this
your
one.
story up. I see.
I got a 5 for what it's worth.
The tree still brought everything.
No,
Water
but the water
trees.
does.
You're a water furball. It all makes sense now.
It makes so much sense.
Braun, you can hear faint whispering, and you actually managed to kind of make out some words. Where's George? I don't know. He got caught. We need to get out of here.
I knew it.
And you can kind of hear it echoing from like quite a distance away in this cavern. The rest of you can kind of hear those like whispers, but you can't make out the words. Along with splashing.
I'm gonna point down the tunnel to like kind of where I'm hearing them, and then like shh, and then put my hand, goblin ears. Little guy, point up.
Rand's like, what? Confused, obviously, but starts like making his way down the tunnel as quietly as he can.
Jane is going to Boots of Flying, so she's going to get out of the water, like she's going to climb up the ladder a little bit to where she's out of it, and then she's just going to fly above the water.
Toit.
I'm gonna proceed to try and sneak my way down the thing. Cavern. There's a word.
And Jane, real
Okay.
quick, she's going to cast message. She's going to cast a message first to Rand because she knows this is going to startle him the most, and she's going to start off by saying, "This is Jane. I am sending you a message. Do not freak out.
Rand goes a little bug-eyed.
You have those goggles. You should take the lead on this. Do you agree?"
Rand just puts his goggles down and starts making his way to the front.
And then she's going to probably message Braun next and say, "I told Rand to go in front. This is Jane. I told Rand to go in front because he has the goggles. He can see further. Are you fine with this?" And you can respond to me.
You can reply to this message.
After the beep.
Press 1 to reply to message.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes, he's
Awesome.
good.
I'm going to tell Jatoria now. I'm going to bring up the rear because I have the torch and she's going to hold up her stick. Also my stick. Actually, yeah. Actually, I'm going to give Jatoria my staff, and I'm going to tell her as I give it to her in message, "Jatoria, this is Jane. Don't freak out. I know I'm talking to you kind of in your head. It's fine. You can respond to me. But I want to let you know I asked Rand to take the lead because he has the goggles. I'm giving you my staff. Currently, it's lit. That way you can see.
Oh, yeah.
I have my torch. I'm going to go in the end if you want to go after Braun. Are you fine with that?"
Sounds good.
Rand's making his way towards wherever we heard whispers.
So I'm just going to message
There.
Braun and be like, "You go after Rand."
Yeah, I'll follow, a step or two behind Ran.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
A bronze-sized step behind Ran.
I also figure having the halflings on either end of this party sandwich will help keep us all in the same pace, roughly.
Party sandwich.
Party sandwich.
Let's not go down the food alleyway again.
Could call it a hero sandwich if you really
So,
wanted to.
well, also, let me flip you back here. There was this path to the left, and as you kind of go past it with the lit staff,
And I've got magic goggles.
right, you do see a murder.
Oh, Lord. Rand's gonna stop for a moment and gesture towards. But then just keep going, actually, after the whispers.
Okay, now I'll flip you back.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know what the whole party's going
Yeah,
to do.
I mean, unless anybody else wants to go look at the guy whose head has been smashed in.
I mean, I don't think the rest of us can even see that. I think Rand's the only one who can see
Well,
it.
he said when you go by with the...
With
your
the
light
list.
stuff
Oh,
or
I can
whatever.
still see it with the staff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just started off because I figured I was in the lead and I had the goggles.
So the cavern kind of thins out a bit, and you guys are all trying to be sneaky. So if everybody could roll a stealth check for me.
Stealth.
Natural 20, resulting in a 22.
16.
16.
Ron kicks a rock and rolls a 4.
It's okay. It's a group stealth check, and everybody else rolled pretty high.
Ran looks
So,
back and goes,
Beautiful.
so you guys making your way through the cavern here, and kind of just come into this tight corner and squeeze through. Braun, it's real tough for you to fit through there. And as you guys all kind of follow through here. Hello, let me show the map. Thank you. Okay. Ran, you can make it out. They don't seem to notice you guys immediately. But you can make out these two figures, and you can see the end of this cavern kind of opens out, and you can hear waves crashing. And you can see them moving a few large kind of duffel bags around.
Rand's gonna slap Braun's leg, point, and then start moving like more quickly towards them.
Okay. How close?
About there.
Okay. Everybody else, what are you guys doing?
He will probably be shouting out once they arrive, but I'm just gonna wait for his compatriots to be with him.
I'm gonna follow as well. Being quiet and getting up to where Ran is. Kind of trying to stay off more to the wall, the one side.
Before Jane rounds the corner, she's going to douse her torch, and she's going to basically command light to go off.
And so there's a bit of moonlight coming through the end of this cavern. So once that kind of goes out, and Braun, as you step forward and you kind of step out of the range of that light, you can see the silhouettes of them. There's a bit of light reflecting in off the water of the ocean. It's hard to see, but you can make out shapes.
Gotcha.
Rand's gonna draw his gun as everyone's catching up.
Jane and Jet, you guys moving up?
Yep.
Okay. To keep an order to things here, not necessarily in combat, but let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Ran 12.
Let me get my encounter thing up real quick.
I also got a 12.
18.
Ron is still
I've
getting his
lost-
bearings in the dark and is a 4.
Lost my encounter. Where is it? That is not the right encounter. That would kill all of you.
And old Buck never dies.
He would to that, I promise.
Not Ran old
It's
Buck.
for a level 16 encounter.
And Ran old Buck would do just fine.
Unless it's a dragon, I doubt you're getting out of it.
My guy.
Well, yeah, because he would simply seduce the dragon.
Naturally.
Male
Braun
or
does it.
female. But preferably male.
Rand doesn't.
We gotta-
Rand doesn't worry
Our-
about that too much.
Our very own tiny dragon top.
Tiny dragon top. That's right. That's what they call me.
Hey, When can we play Jackbox next and play TKO so I can make a tiny dragon top T-shirt and then buy it and then send it to you? Because I'll do it. Actually, you know what? I'll make the shirt. I'm just gonna do it anyways. Don't worry about it.
I'm picturing what it would look like right now. Like I'm trying to think of it in my head. I'm designing it in my brain right now. It's so fucking...
I'm just gonna really badly Photoshop like Bilbo Baggins holding on to Trogdor.
All right, Jane, what did you roll?
I had an 18.
Jet,
12.
Braun,
4.
Ran,
12.
They rolled really high, but are not yet aware of your presence. Jane, is there anything you'd like to do?
I still have mage armor cast, so I'm good as far as that goes. So there's just 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I discern what kind of creatures they are? Are they like humans? Are they also goblins?
It's kind of hard to tell. Height-wise, they're between 5 and 6 feet tall.
Okay, so a little bit taller.
Right. Hard to tell because of the lighting situation, but also they
water.
are kind of cloaked. So anything else?
If everyone's just chilling around.
You know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just Tasha's mind with both of them.
Oh, okay.
I like
Let's
it.
just out the gate. Let's just go for it.
Okay.
Because you know what? It's gonna freak them out.
What's the save?
It's an intelligence saving throw of 15. One of them's gonna roll a
16.
5.
Okay. So one of them rolled a 16, the first one, because I already rolled it, and then a 5 for the second one, so he fails.
Okay, so that's 3d6. So the one that's saved will take 5 damage, and I believe it's psychic damage, but let me double check.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so the one that's saved will take 5 psychic damage, and the other one will take 11, and the one that failed gets either a move, an action, or a bonus action, and cannot make a reaction until the end of their next turn.
Got it. Jatoria.
I'm going to cast my mage armor.
Okay.
I'm assuming when Jane attacked, they like noticed us now, right?
Oh yeah, so she does the Tasha's mind whip thing. One of them lets out a scream, and they both kind of turn and notice you guys at the end of the cave there.
Even though it came from inside their brain.
So, casting mage armor and then very dramatically billowing my cloak.
As your
Hell
bonus
yeah.
action. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cape of billowing, best item in the game.
And just kind of say, stop right there.
Victoria's tuxedo mask.
Superhero style. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Stop, fiends.
It's gotta be intimidating, right?
Roll an intimidation check for the fuck of it.
Oh, I hope this works.
25.
Yes!
Holy shit.
Okay, Ran, your turn.
You did this to yourself, Siddharthus.
I know what I did.
Rand's just gonna hold the pistol out and just be like, and just yell out what she said, and back her up in terms of just stop right there. But he's gonna ready in action and
Okay.
get ready to shoot if they attack.
Okay, so he's gonna hold hit and attack. Jatori, do you have inspiration?
No.
Go ahead and take one because that was amazing.
Thank you.
So Rand's holding Braun.
Well, Braun's secrets will now still remain secret because they're aware of us. So I'm just gonna pull up my axe and be intimidating as well.
Okay, so what are you doing?
No, I'm going to, since they're aware of us, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to kind of walk up to them.
Okay, are you saying
Be
anything?
like, you heard this, Aether. Stop.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
$19.
For the time being, they're kind of very much caught off guard by these 4 people showing up. Not who they were expecting, if expecting anybody. And the one that kind of has his hand in his head has an obvious headache from the Tasha's mind whip. And the other one kind of turns, well, who the fuck are you?
They ask you the same question.
You work for that guy, one that owns the warehouse.
Yep.
And you intend to stop us then?
Pretty clearly.
Well, here's the deal. I don't really see us getting out of this with the 4 of yous here. So, how about we leave the product? We'll be on our way.
Who are you? Who do you work for?
Who do we... Funny, we work for George.
Gotta be kidding me.
That's what the little guy said.
Oh, you met George. Yeah, we work for that guy. Slippery little fucker.
Who does George work for?
George?
God damn it, we let him go!
So, we'll just leave this here. We'll be on our way then. Have a good one.
Did we let him go? What do you guys think?
Are we still in combat turns? Or
Kind of. I mean, if one of you wants to attack, like the tension has been broken by your arrival and
And
them
intimidation.
being kind of scared of you, right?
Do you guys want? Should we let him go?
Ron's halfway here? Is the purple guy the one that's disoriented still?
Yeah, but it's been a little bit of talking, so that would have like fallen off.
Fair enough. Just checking.
And they turn and start to walk away, and unless any of you are gonna do something to stop them, they're gonna leave.
I'm gonna turn to Ran. You want the guy?
I want George. He's worth extra. Hey, where's your boss staying? Yelling out. Where'd we find him?
Not that foolish. I'm gonna tell you that. As he begins to walk out of the cave onto the sand.
I can get them. You want the man?
Rand's gonna shoot a pistol shot like at their feet and yell out, "Stop!" Like shoot the sand.
Roll an attack.
like a revolver hit DC?
Yep.
14.
Yeah, that's good enough to not hit them directly. It kind of lands by their feet. Oh, fuck! And they start running.
Hmm.
I'm gonna sprint to the door.
Okay.
Rand's gonna follow up and get up to Bron and just be like, I mean, I guess we saved the product.
So I rolled a stealth check for both of them, to see if they could kind of slyly get away after losing line of sight, and they both rolled a natural 20. So you head out there and look and don't see them.
Fair enough.
But now you have bags of substance on the ground and whatnot.
Let's go bring this back up into the warehouse. Call it a success. We found out it's George, the goblin. What do you guys think?
The men are gone. Sounds good to me. And then I'll walk back to the group, picking up the duffel bags on my way.
Work for you?
All right.
He looking at Jane and Jet.
Yep. Let's head back up.
Jane has a very concerned look on her face, but she's just gonna kind of nod, and again, she's just gonna use the boots of flying to float above the water.
Staying dry.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right, so carrying bags, going back up into warehouse. The way we
Yep.
came.
She's also gonna fly up the ladder. She's not gonna climb up.
Oh, but on the way back, Rand's gonna have a little peek at that body.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should probably look at that.
Body appears to be not too long deceased. The kind of rot and decomposition from sitting in the water hasn't set in too much. Head is smashed in. You can see a large rock on the floor next to it.
Human or other?
Hard to make out distinguishable features with head bashed in, but human shaped. Possibly elvish or something along those lines. A bit difficult to tell at this point in time.
Fair enough.
Is there anything distinguishing on their clothing?
It appears to be kind of like... Roll an investigation check.
I was gonna say Rand's gonna check his pockets.
Yeah, you roll an investigation check as well.
Roll a 6.
Dirty 20.
Jane, Ran, clothes are pretty common. They're nothing fancy. And as you begin to try to kind of look through the pockets, pants pockets have already been turned out, and the rest of the pockets are empty, as if whatever this person had on them was taken from them.
Gotcha. This guy was stripped clean. And I guess
They even took his shoes.
Rand looks at them like, ugh. And starts heading back up the ladder.
I'm also heading up the ladder to end up here.
Mhm.
I'm just going to put the duffel bags like in the corner, leave them in this room. And then once everybody's out, I'm going to put the lid back on the crate. And then I'm gonna pick up one of the other, or look for something heavy enough that I can place on top of this crate. Block it off. So they're not getting back in, at least tonight.
Yeah, either other crates, large chests, or something like that. There's quite a few weighted objects, so you kind of pick one of those things up and place it on top. So it'd be really hard to push open from the other side.
So Something that wouldn't be particularly heavy for Braun, but insurmountable for
Right.
most.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He drops a quick Ford Fiesta on top.
Yeah. Sure. Anything else before you guys leave the warehouse?
I say we get out of here and go tell my guy what happened. At least we can get the reward for knowing who it was.
A name, some descriptions, and how they got in.
And we saved his product.
That too. Seems all right for me.
So
So are you all going to the toppled chair?
Jane is not.
I'm at least going to go with Ran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jane is not. Jane going back to resume her family time and studies. What about you, Jet?
I'll go with Ran and Braun.
Okay.
Jane's actually probably going to go back to the tavern that she's staying in with Jet and them.
Okay.
bye, Jane.
Dope. Let me go back to my other screen here. Okay.
We'll bring you
so
back
make
your
way-
share.
You make your way to the toppled chair. And the gentleman you were speaking to previously is there, not partaking in the gambling that is happening. He's kind of sitting back in the corner, just watching everybody.
Rand's gonna saunter on up to him.
Find him already.
Well, more or less. We
What do you
found-
mean, more or less?
We stopped them from stealing from you. I know the guy's name. We didn't get him.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you how we got in.
Okay. Go on.
That's got to be... Are we good?
What do you mean, are we good? You ain't told me nothing.
Well, I know. I just want to make sure you're on the... All right. So, the guy's name is George. He's a goblin.
George the Goblin.
George the
Right.
Goblin. And he had a couple
Mhm.
accomplices.
Okay.
And they have been... Not only that, they've been sneaking in from underneath outside. There's a tunnel underneath your warehouse. And they're coming up through a back
I
door
am-
crate.
Fully aware of said tunnel. I was not fully aware that other people knew of said tunnel.
Well, you need to post more guards on that tunnel.
We'll close it and make a new one. Go on. So multiple guys. You lost George the Goblin.
We lost George the
Um,
Goblin and his boys.
What about his boys? You lost his boys
We
too.
lost the boys. But we saved the product.
What product?
Whatever they were trying to steal. I didn't look too close. That's your business.
Let's keep it that way. It's George the Goblin and accomplices have escaped. I have a name. And that's all there is to it. Catch my drift?
That's what I got out of it.
Good. All that's in that warehouse is silks and gems. Understand?
Didn't see anything.
Very good. Here. He puts a pouch on the table.
There's your payment. There's more where that came from if you're willing to do more work. You can come see me later.
Rand gives him a little nod, turns back to his buddy, his drinking buddies, and jingles the thing out. I'm like, how's that? We did it. And then just starts like walking out hastily, bringing Braun and Jet along.
Ron gives the other guy a nod and just follows Ran out. Just like I get you. I know what you're doing. We cool.
We did it. Perfect. See, guys, easy.
Got him name. Not a bad job, Ran. Not a bad job.
Rand's gonna like distribute check the bag for the 200 gold or what should have been, and
It's in there.
and he's gonna give the 100 to Jet and say that has what's it called, Jane's as well. Hand the 50 to Braun, and then show the 50 to them that he's keeping into his own pocket.
Okay.
Back to the inn for drinks.
Sounds good to me.
You
Maybe we find George on the way.
You never know. We can't walk 2 feet without running into a goddamn goblin here.
You've run into 2 in a whole city of. Okay, whatever.
It was a joke. Come on.
You make your way back to the inn that you've been staying at, and as you all enter, you can see Jane downstairs, maybe, depending on where she is.
She's probably downstairs, waiting just to make sure that they got back. She was probably sitting, like, looking out the window, and then as soon as she saw them walking by, she'd pretend like she wasn't looking out the window just now.
Rand's gonna walk in and be like, "Drinks for everyone in that room. Let's do this."
And it's a little bit busy, and a bunch of people like toast their glasses.
Hey.
Innkeeper gestures you over. 2 gold. Give everybody a round.
Rand happily pays up and throws the bartender 50 silver. What?
Nice.
I know. It's crazy. 50 silver. That's too much. 5 silver.
That's.
I forgot that.
I was like,
I forgot the gold
50
conversion.
silver is 5
I keep
gold.
forgetting
I was
of the gold
like, wow.
conversion. 5 silver.
Okay. Sure.
Cool.
Pours a bunch of drinks for everybody.
Rand like lifts up his glass and drinks of it happily, and then goes over to Jane and says like, "Thanks for the help tonight. Worked out great."
I mean, it did. I assume everything's okay. You guys made it back alive.
I gave Jet your share in case you weren't down here. Everything worked out great.
I'm gonna give it to Jane.
I told you he was a stand-up guy.
Stand up or not is job was done.
I can't believe it was George.
I know, right?
So much for jerky.
His damn story about the jerky. He's a sneaky one.
Indeed.
And as we kind of wrap up in the inn, catching Jane up on whatever she may have missed there, we'll end just a little bit early because it seems like a good stopping point.
Drinks.
Fun part would have been if George did let you into the other warehouse. He was going to lock all of you in there.
Oh.
George is a sneaky son of a
To
gun.
get you out of the way. Mm-hmm.
That could have been fun as well, yeah.
But we have Braun.
Right, you do. And you would have gotten out, but it would have bought him time.
I mean, have you seen our Jetoria tackles though too? We've got a jet. Come on now.
Dude, yeah. So there's a few ways that could have gone. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that would have been a fun one.
He does have a +10 to persuasion and deception.
Oh, that helps.
So...
He does.
That makes some sense. He's a sneaky.
So I was like, roll insight, and I rolled his, and it was like a 28. I was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
we're gonna believe the jerky story,
yeah.
whether you like it or not.
It seems like he's being honest. I don't know what to tell you.
He does
Well,
seem really hungry.
Some jerky, dude.
Oh, George. All right. Well, I guess that'll be Floods and Dragons for this week. George scampering off into the night. Our consorting with criminals continues.
Whoa, nobody said they're criminals.
I didn't know anything about his business, and I don't want to know. All right. To say goodnight and plug yourselves, Mr. Zidardus.
You can follow me everywhere. Same handle, Zdartis. I'm on TikTok a lot, Twitter sometimes, Instagram sometimes. Twitch is second to TikTok. But yes,
The original Dice Mother.
I'm original Dice Mom on pretty much everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. Well, no, on Discord I'm Witch Pope, actually. I lied. I'm a liar. Yeah, sometimes I stream. I streamed Jackbox earlier this week on Saturday for Halloween. But I haven't really done that a lot lately, so don't count too much on that.
Undead Cupcake.
Undead Cupcake with 3s for ease on Twitch and all the things. Yep.
And Zedicus.
I'm just a little Zedicus. Don't stream. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't use it. But no, I'm here moderating and hanging out in the Flood Zone.
Absolute legend. Thank you all so much for joining us for Floods and Dragons, and I think Zedardus would like to say good night.
Always. As always, we all love you very, very much. Remember to love yourself and love those around you. Be well and be safe, and we will see you here next Monday to figure out what kind of crime organization we've now been affiliated with.
Affiliated. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much. Boom. And that was Floods and Dragons, boys and girls. We did it. Thank you so much for joining us on Floods and Dragons. We play live at twitch.tv/theflood on Monday nights. Be sure to subscribe here at youtube.com/theflood to keep up with our latest adventures. Thank you to our DM, Zedardus, and our entire party, Original Dice Mom, Undead Cupcake, and Zedicus. Check the description below so you can follow them up as well. And please remember to like, leave a comment, and let us know what you think of Floods and Dragons and how we can keep making it better for you. See you next time.